Jack Fleming Artistry here. Today's a little bit different video. There will be painting going on, probably lettering and pinstriping, but I've got a block off here for a portable air conditioner. Goes in the window of a house. I'm making a custom one to fit my van for when I travel out to Cruisin the Coast, go pinstriping, lettering, whatever else while I'm there. Let's go ahead and show you how I'm going to do that. Alright, so I rolled down the window of the van and took a piece of paper and made this tracing, cut the shape of the tracing out so that this is the exact same shape as the window. Then I took that, traced that over here on the sign panel. We're going to cut that off real quick and then move forward. Alright, now that I have the overall shape traced out, I'm going to take the existing block off thing that came from the factory, figure out where I want it, trace it off, and then go ahead and cut it out. I think I want this kind of centered and towards the bottom. Put some lettering up here, thinking about something kind of funny. Maybe something like no candy, just cold AC, or I don't know. It's a van. It's a bunch of jokes. Everybody's got jokes. We're going to trace this. Now, I got to pay attention whenever I go to cut this shape right here. My hole needs to be cut on the outside part of the black line that I did. The black line has a width, and that'll mess up the shape of what we're doing. So I need to make sure I cut on the outside. So let's go ahead and do that. I've never drilled through this stuff with a paddle bit before. Let's see how that works. Let's go. Like butter. Thought I was going to have to clean up this edge here, but it's actually just the plastic covering that's on it that looks rough. It has a really nice clean edge to it. Maybe rethinking what I was thinking lettering wise. Maybe since it kind of looks like a mouth, we could make a face. I don't know, just something fun. Figure it out. Before we make any kind of fun parts to this here, I want to make a way for it to sit on the lip or like straddle over the top of the window. So I'm going to make two little parts that I can connect, one on each side, for the glass to sandwich in between, so that this will have those two parts, one here, sandwiched on top of the glass to hold it in place, and then the top part here will be inside of the window channel. Alright, so here's my two pieces. I believe I've got some epoxy around here. I'm just going to glue these on so that that'll sit over the window channel. Let me go ahead and peel this stuff off of here, and then we'll epoxy this piece together, let it sit overnight, and I'll come back and paint something on it tomorrow. Probably something fast. Okay, I'm making a little makeshift paddle, I guess, here for mixing up this epoxy. I hope this epoxy's still good. It's been sitting for a while. If you guys can see that on the camera. Maybe I can get the cap off of it. Jeez. Let's see if we don't tear it up trying to get the cap off. Can't say this stuff doesn't bond well. There we are. Alright. Oh, I'm squeezing one side, but the other side not coming. There it goes. That's probably going to be enough. I'm not going to mix that part of the puddle because that was not the two part. hopefully this will be enough here. It doesn't really take a ton of this stuff to work. That one, let's put that side down. I'll leave a little gap up there, because I don't know if I need room for the lip on that. Let's actually just squeeze this down farther and call it right there. Let's try to gently, without moving that too much, flip this over and do it to the other side, and we'll put some clamps on it. Alright. Let's mix up just a little more. I'm sure the reason I had a hard time getting that off is because I'm not cleaning it before putting the lid on. But you know what? Kind of in a hurry. Often in a hurry. I gotta go pick kids up. That time of day. Set an alarm on my phone when I'm working, and it's already gone off saying clean up and get out of here. We're finishing up and then getting out of here. I'm trying to make that match the other part. I think that's the width of my glass. Let's hope so. I've got a couple of clamps here. Go ahead and spin them close to where we need them. Pull one side off at a time here. Man, I sure hope this works. Bad camera angle here. Action's not in the center of the camera. It's alright. Here we are. We'll put the action back kind of towards the center. Turn y'all. Big enough yet. Guess I could do this so you guys can see it. Alright, so if this works out right, my glass should fit in between that. I'm a little worried because there's a tighter gap right here than there is there. I'm going to try and make that bigger before it totally dries. While the clamps are on there, I'm afraid if I was to move that later, I'd probably snap the bond, so I just want that gap big enough for glass to get in. That's not the part that's sealing it. I think that looks better. I'm going to let this dry. Let's put one more clamp in the middle. For funsies. Gives us time to think about what we're going to paint on here. Alright, so while this dries overnight, I'm going to be thinking about what I want to paint on this, and then come back and do that next. Alright, I'm out here at the van because I'm doing a mock-up of the block off. Actually getting ready to go to Mississippi, loading the van today, and trying to get this thing dialed in before we go. A couple things you can see. I've got a gap up here. It's because I need to round that corner. And then I've got a big gap here. I've got to figure out how I'm going to make this work. Maybe more than rounding the corner, I take an angle off and see if that'll fit up in there a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to take some off at an angle here. See if this helps. Because I built this up before, I've got to have this whole piece hanging off of the workbench here. sure that I can snap that, especially with that angle up there. Might end up having to flip off the saw and cut it. I think we will. Alright, so I've got this in place. A bigger gap on this side than I had before, but it fits. Probably end up making a 2.0 at a later date based off the shape that I'm getting out of doing this. Maybe put a little bit of a curve in it. I need some sort of block off in this gap, but I think for now we can make this work, and I can just do something temporary over those spots. Go ahead and clean it up. We'll paint something on it. Alright, so I took a paint pen here and went right around the edge, and I've already started cutting here, but the reason that I did that, the width on it is actually skinnier than this. I know if I go outside of that white whenever I'm trimming, that I'm making it too big, so I'm trying to leave a little bit of that white as I go through and trim, just kind of a guide. Alright, I won't say it fits like a glove, but it fits. There's a little bit of a gap there, but nothing that air's coming through, so that's pretty cool. Have I ever made a mistake on this channel before? Yes. I make mistakes all the time. Made a mistake here. I'm going to fix it. Okay. These aren't the best letters ever, but that's not the problem. So here, I have my light source coming from here. And here, I've got my light source coming from the opposite side. So, the way I think I'm going to fix this, I'm going to end up putting a lighter red on this side. We'll do it like it's a dimensional letter. And then we'll come back and put a shadow on this side again, and then we'll do a shadow on this side in order to try and fix that. I was trying to make this quick, but, you know, mistakes make us take longer. You know what? Sometimes it's better to just wipe off your mistakes and start over. That's what we're going to do. This is just taking too long, and it's not easy to do. So it's not going to look very good. Alright, little close up, trying to make those letters look icy. I don't know, might be corny. Here's some of those letters up close. See some of the details a little bit better. Trying to make it look icy. Oh, focus camera. There we go. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video. I've had people ask, like I said before, for a little bit more van content. This is still painting oriented because I tried to make it a little bit more fun. I will take some video of this on the road, and we'll end the video with that so you guys can see it in action. Here's our inside setup. Really lets us see how it's working. I shoved the t-shirt in that gap that we had there. I had to put a little duct tape around the corners of that because hot air was blowing out there. Got a few things we got to tweak. Ended up having to put it in an ice chest because I left the drain tube for the air conditioner. But our block off is working pretty good. This is on top of some stuff in there, so there's a drop allowing the drainage to hit the bottom of the ice chest. I'll just drain that today. Hope y'all like this. Love my furry ceiling. Y'all check out some more videos on the channel. Tool pop up. Have a good one.